production company, LLC, I think, is what the right term for it.
Yeah, I think a limited liability company. that's what we're talking about. Oh, well, it's so good to be here for ECL playoffs. We've wrapped up this regular season. We've got all the scrubs out the way. Let's be real. And now we're into the nitty-gritty. We're here for the teams that are the contenders that are trying to make it to ESL Pro League Season 21.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so exciting. This playoff season, as you said, we got through the regular season. It's been a long time coming heading into playoffs. A lot of focus centered in on this playoffs here, opportunities that teams have capitalized in the past as well. If we look at ESL Pro League Season 20, M80 making it there, in making playoffs here. Teams out of North America, out of ECL, are making deep runs, and it's cool to see teams are capitalizing off these opportunities, and that sets all the focus more towards ECL playoffs.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this playoff bracket. Here on the C stream, we're going to be starting off in what is immediately sudden death here in lower bracket round 1 between Boss and Fluffy Aimers, but we got some heavy hitters as well taking it away in the upper bracket. Legacy and M80, though, get to get a little bit of a fancy as already advancing upper bracket round 2.
I mean, a really cool start for them. Good opportunity. Obviously, as I just highlighted, M80 off the back of their Pro League run definitely deserve to try and continue that effort there, and they did a good job getting themselves and securing themselves a great spot here. And as you've highlighted, this lower bracket, it's honestly so deadly. Like, you look at all the teams in playoffs right now, I think you can make a lot of cases here for so many different rosters. Fluffy Aimers have proven themselves to be a really effective upset team. The Lasers are looking very strong at the moment. They've had some ups and downs, have yet to break through the top teams, but they're starting to campaign through the lower bracket. And yeah, I mean, boss of all rosters here is the definite roster I'm talking about when it comes down to making deep runs through this lower bracket.
Yeah, big upsets really in potential there for Boss, and I do expect them to one of these two teams, whoever wins, can easily tear through this lower bracket and actually, again, give all of North America a run for this money. Everyone's been talking about how North America's been so stagnant for these past couple of years. These Boss and Fluffy Aimers teams, they have not been stagnant at all. They have some of the most interesting talent we have here in ECL. I mean, let's go and check into them.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the talent there that you're mentioning. Out of the gates here for a Boss roster that looks super familiar with 4 of these players, right? Coming into this season, and then midway through, bringing in Fruit Cup, a player that has redefined and revitalized this Boss roster in terms of what they can do, the output, obviously most importantly the RMR qualification to close off a very exciting chapter in what this year could look like for this team. So much energy boosted into this roster. You can talk about their runs, you can talk about how they're defining their map pool here, but most of all you can talk about their wins versus teams that they couldn't beat. You know, they were in a 10-map loss streak to NRG. They overcome that loss streak there. They get maps off of Nouns after losing 15 straight. They finally get a map off of Nouns. Like, this roster, with the addition of Fruit Cup, is breaking through new ceilings.
They beat Party Astronauts the other day as well, in what was an absolute slugfest. But what I will have to say is Boss have been playing quality Counter-Strike on their front. Over toward the Fluffy Aimer side, they are big shooters. They are just going to run you over with firepower. But this team does kind of live and die by their star players.
Well, yeah, and I want to highlight that there because I think I agree with you in the sense that they have so much firepower. They have so much potential. But you're also looking at a team here that is, I feel like, taking a lot of inspiration off of what, you know, Cryptic has done really well in the past. And you know, Brett coming through from playing with him at some point for quite a bit, actually, and doing such great work, turning into an IGL, transferring into this squad, bringing in pieces that you don't really expect to cause waves in the ECL scene, especially at the upper levels. And look at what they're doing right now. Like you said, they are off the back of a huge run in that last ECT. We're able to beat teams like Legacy. We're very close, actually, to taking the RMR as well. They were just one best of 3 off of that. Yeah. And it just looks like this roster continues to make it work with some really tough pieces that I've been impressed with.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and bring up the schedule for tonight, as we've got some excellent games, though, going up on that upper bracket. I mean, look, Boss and Fluffy Aimers have all pulled upsets against these teams in the upper bracket, so this is such an open playoffs we have here. But taking it away in the first round of the upper bracket, we got NRG Party Astronauts, and then Nouns taking on Wildcard as well. I mean, who you got for those?
I mean, I think NRG have obviously looked good. I think Nitro's a great signing, but PA also I think taking steps in the right direction in terms of bringing up new talent. And I think right now, if you're looking at what rosters are doing right in the NA scene and seeking improvement, it's trusting that, okay, we're dipping to the advanced scene, we're dipping into these extremity teams and seeing if we can't find talent. Meanwhile, for Wildcard, I just have a lot of confidence in them off that back of what they've done in Atlanta, off the back of Stan's calling. I just feel like they are in such great form, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if they can continue to build that.
Yeah, not really. I'm not going to bag on JBA too much, but when he's back online, it's over for many teams. Let's just say that. But taking it away, Kadia player to watch for tonight. We love Boss here, and Fruit Cup is probably the player to highlight in this matchup in particular. He dropped a 40-kill map last time these two teams met up on the map of Vertigo, and it was just. This was against Party Astronauts on Mirage. He dropped 40 kills, but still completely performed against the Fluffy Aimers in that CCT Grand Finals series as well to win the tournament. What else you got to say about this guy?
I mean, as I highlighted, we've already talked about how he's brought a lot of energy in. I've mentioned this a lot here, but he feels like a very boss player where he fits in with the group. I've watched a couple of his streams, and it just feels like he's the perfect fit for what I know Boss is like and the environment that they create.
There's a culture.
Yeah, there's a culture I think that that he slots into perfectly, and I think that's a huge benefit. Not only in server output, but in the attitude that he brings to the table and the way that he kind of is very vocal in these games as well. He gives ideas.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, he's from Advanced, but he's slotting into this team really well. Let's take this one down to the Vetos. See if we're going to land on these exact same maps. These teams have played nonstop BO3s kind of throughout this season. They even played a set of BO1s as well. And taking it away, we do have the exact same map pool. These two teams are going to be running it back here with a Vertigo start and an Ancient pick as well there from Boss.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I know here from talking a little bit to Cryptic is that Boss are quite a bit working on their map pool and working on their depth and trying to succeed in that sense. I mean, Vertigo is a map that they have honestly stuck around with here even throughout the changes. I think it's been difficult to transition into. So for Fluffy Gamers, who are also pretty solid in this map, you have good individuals. I think Brett actually as a player can play incredibly well in this map as well and puts himself in a position to be active and successful. I think this is a good opportunity again, but also it's one of these maps that I think Boss can get off to such a good CT side, and then bam, you're right into a tough position here out of the gates, which could be a bit of a problem for this Fluffy Aimer squad. I've seen it be a bit of a problem for them in the past, so we'll see if that's the case there. But Ancient, obviously, I think is one of those staples that Boss have been able to really step into and look fantastic in. When you have players like Darty and Freshie on the extremities, it just looks really promising.
This game has been like one of the this matchup at least has been one of the closest ones, the closest rivalries here in ECL. Every time these two teams play a maps, it goes to overtime or it goes to every single round of regulation.
Yes.
These teams always battle it out. I think Boss consistently plays strong team Counter-Strike, but Fluffy Aimers are just going to have an individual take over a round. Specifically, I want to talk about Wolfie, who's been kind of standing in between different events, and whether or not he's going to be in the server tonight.
So as far as I'm aware, he was on trial during CCT. I assume he did good enough in that event to earn his spot, right?
He was like the top-rated player in the event, like an absolutely ridiculous rifler, but when he goes cold, and he's off the map. Again, this Fluffy Aimers team relies on their star players a lot to fire on all cylinders compared to Boss, who have that team play to fall back on.
They do have the team play. I just think there's so many parallels in terms of how these rosters operate because, again, I think Brett's probably picked up on a lot, and I think there's parallels in between the leadership. I think Brett's picked up on some of the calling from playing with Cryptic in the past, taking that into his own game. I kind of see it in his own game, whereas I think that team play that you talk about here with Boss in particular is how much preparation that they do for these matchups. The Boss are a very hardworking team, especially post like qualification to the RMR. I've noticed a huge surge in how they prepare for these matchups, how well they look when they're setting themselves up in these matchups. It just looks completely different when it comes down to games that they're really focused on, which would be an ECL playoff game versus sometimes regular season games where you can take it a little lighter. You don't have to do as much prep. I just feel like out of the gates we're going to be seeing Boss looking prepared, even looking back at like what went wrong in those winning games versus Fluffy Gamers, previous in that last matchup for the CT finals, and saying, hey, we still have things we can improve upon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like looking inward that this boss team really does, and it's allowed them to perform well in European events. Even when they went over to ESL Pro League, I think they impressed back in season 19.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they're breaking new heights, right? They couldn't really beat NRG in the past. They were on a 10-map loss. You guys had highlighted. They haven't beat them at all in 2024 up until when they played them into in that CCT, I think quarterfinals or semis, and then again. It was just a map victory over Nouns, but they lost 15 straight maps to Nouns, and they were able to get a map win in a Revival Cup in the past. So you're talking about this roster, again, with a player like Fruit Cup coming in and stepping up to the plate, being a key asset, but also watching the rest of the roster, watching a player like Freshie and Darty just get 10-15% better because of the coordination that this roster already possesses.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nonstop improvement, as well as that extra just cash influx, especially from winning something like a CCT. That gives this boss team an extra couple months of operation.
Yes.
A lot of these players here are like part-timers, right? But when you're taking down teams like NRG and like some of the established names here in North American Counter-Strike, now you can say, hey, maybe I can be a pro gamer. Maybe I can make it in Counter-Strike, right? And when you're taking down the established names, that is so inspirational, not just here for this boss roster, but for any roster competing here in North America, maybe even the Fluffy Aimers. Maybe this is another team that's punching up, man.
It's another team that's done it consistently. I mean, I'm highlighting a lot of the upsets. Legacy's roster that not a lot of teams have been able to figure out.
Yeah,
like
not even M80?
I'm talking, yes, top NA teams here at the ECL caliber. I think what I'm seeing out of Fluffy Gamers is the exact same sort of success. It's been really interesting watching this roster just have Legacy's number in multiple different best of threes. I'm talking again, I believe opening round of NA CCT and then also the NA Revival Cup. These are two victories that they got over them, and I can't wrap my brain around how they do it consistently when no other team in NA can comfortably win against Legacy in a consistent fashion. I mean, this is the roster that's doing it.
Have we even mentioned his name this entire pregame? It's got to be Slump, man. This Slump is the guy who decides whether this team wants to win or lose, right? If I've seen Slump play some really passive games, but I've also seen Slump just going full Rambo mode and not missing a single shot. It's really what the mood is going to be like here for this Fluffy Hammers team.
Yeah, I wonder how he's going to start things off on Vertigo, because I feel like one map that I certainly trust him on is actually Ancient. I think he does pretty well individually on that map, which is, I don't think, an easy task. It positions himself pretty effectively if he's feeling comfortable. But I want to see how he starts it off on Vertigo.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take it away right here as our opening round here. Lower bracket between Boss and Fluffy Aimers going on down, as one of these teams will face elimination today, the other with a chance to run the whole lower bracket, as we've been talking about in this pregame. Let's get it on.
Here we go. I mean, this, again, is for it all on the line right now. They have to make it through this lower bracket. They have to make it work right here. No losses, or otherwise your ECL season is over.
Oh, God.
Ended early here as Cryptic. He gets a dangerous game there playing around the ramp side here, and he's got to run away. He's got to make a quick retreat. Looking to stick around on the back of default. The pressure on from News, but still waiting on the aggro here for this utility set that they've got thrown in.
Yes, this is what I thought tonight. The Coach A is actually going to be playing in, as Bezimek has been cut from the roster, and Wolfie not here for the ESL roster locks. So a little bit understaffed for this Fluffy Aimers team. We'll see if that can add on up. News is going to step forward. It's Jason, though, with a double entry, and News finding his impact. However, Slight still stands. He does pick up one, and the flank develops real fast. But, Freshie, long-range USP, and just not quite connecting there. Not instant headshots, what he was looking for, and real tough stuff. He's in a 1 versus 3. He is looking the right way, but it doesn't matter. Stubb's going to be able to hit headshot, and we got Fluffy Aimers up with a pistol.
Yeah, well handled. I mean, quick execution, not always easy to do on a pistol round or on the A-bomb set of Vertigo in general. Get that comfortable exec down, take that ramp control with success, and close out on duels, comfortably playing at the bomb. Another difficulty, but Fluffy Aimers figure out a way to provide the safety first and find those entries. Yeah, I mean, what's interesting here, obviously, I think a player that's certainly capable of, keeping up at an ECL level. You don't have the same squad that you've been doing a lot of great work with. But then I watched him win versus Legacy in the first round of NA Revival with A. Then the next day they called in Call Me Sue, who played, I think, just that one best of 3, dropped 100 ADR in every game versus NRG, and then it refused to elaborate.
But I believe they lost.
They did lose.
They didn't lose.
But he got his.
Yeah. Darty got his as well over towards the ramp, but it's not really recoverable, unfortunately. I don't think there's too much to smile about for that one. Yeah, I mean, A's a very capable player, should add. Like, he's spent time in ECL playing for Arrows with both Jason here.
And Cryptic at one point.
I believe Cryptic as well, yes. As Brett is going to make mincemeat of his former teammates. And there you go. That's going to be a nice little quad kill for Brett to kick this one off. We got a 2-0 start for Fluffy Aimers.
Building up some comfort. As I highlighted, you know, Boss have used this map very defensively, I've noticed. Super strong on that CT side. They will lock down the defense here. I have high expectations that this is where they can get things rolling out of the gates, but if you're talking about setting yourself up for success, Fluffy Aimers probably putting a lot of emphasis on how they want to work this T side, where they think the weaknesses are, and look to pressure on those pressure points. I mean, one thing the Boss love to do, though, is make sure that Slight has an AWP as much as possible. They will work their money around it, and he's going to bring it in very early on. Opening gun round here. Going glass cannon, no utility, just enough cash to get it.
He had 4750 exactly in the bank. You could get a M4 full kit or 1 AWP. We'll see if it puts in work.
This is something he's told me he learned from actually Wolfie, the Swedish American or American Swedish. But it's just to prioritize having AWP. Told me this many seasons ago. He's kept it as a principle for the longest time. And you can see it in Boss, the way that they work their economy around, just making sure Slight has as many CT rounds with the AWP.
Yeah, you don't get many of those, right? You don't get opportunities.
Especially in MR12.
Yeah. CT Money could vaporize quickly, and I don't know what's going to happen. Slight, though, not in the right position yet to stop this ramp play. He is coming through from mid, and a nice smoke block from Cryptic gets that angle for Slight to be able to use. Gap in the smoke, peering through the gap of it. And Slight does land a tag, but that's no kill. Can Darty deliver his over towards the short side? Slight does eventually open up. It's so tentative. There's a little hesitation here from Fluffy Aimers, and that's allowing this rotate to come on through. There is a team kill in the mix. Is a problem, but Brett planting in the corner will survive. Okay, they got a bomb plant, a post plant, and a 3v3 with the mid lurk.
Oh, News is actually taking kills over towards the B side there. So now they start to converge on the pose plant here. Brett hiding within the smoke. Can he find anything out of this position? He does. He actually nets a kill with low HP as well. Still kicking as Fresh. He has to get off the position and take a little bit more time out. He's just buying so much for this mid flank. Both players incredibly low, but Jason gets the spot off there, gets the idea, gets the vision. Can't get the kill, though.
No kick.
It's just so much time ticked off the clock now.
Yeah, and News is just hiding. He's just hiding. Fresh going to go down to the bomb, no less, or just to News. Brutal round there from Fluffy Aimers. They had a 3v4. The bomb plant was somehow allowed, and they get a bit of stroke of luck there.
Brett willing to throw it all on the line right there for that bomb plant. And it's just, I mean, almost a necessity at this point on Vertigo. You have to sacrifice so much to try and punch in those numbers. And you can see, you know, he makes a big risk of getting spammed through the smoke potentially, but manages to make the most out of his position. And that's incredible work from him. It felt like a play that was guaranteed to take him down, and he still manages to find a kill and buy time, create a lot of disruption there. So there's Fluffy Aimers coming through, knowing what the goal needs to be on this A side, and knowing how to get your lurks activated as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was really expecting, I thought Cryptic was going to clear the angle, seeing that no one crossed on back, but you're never expecting that post-plant position ever in your life there from Brett.
Such a crazy risk, but it works out.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Cryptic's going to say that, like, wow, it's just a risk. It was a bad play that worked, but at the end of the day, you have to play to your opponent in that sense, and you know, if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, impressive stuff there. Already we're seeing some efficiency out of the T side that I'm looking forward to from Fluffy Aimers. If they can keep this up, if they can keep that level of play, getting past the execution. Honestly, I felt like Boss did so much right? I mean, I think rule number one of making sure you can stay comfortable on that A side is controlling side hole. Yeah. And if you can do that, you know, you're winning.
That team kill was so unfortunate. Think about that as well.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, that would have been just a 3 versus 5, and by far and away a difference maker. But instead, Boss going to get burned early. And we do have 5-7s in the mix, a couple deagles, but hardly any utility. Slight, the one flashbang that will find no real success. And, well, here comes the firing squad.
They already managed to avoid a lot of damage. At the very least, double up on the HEs. A lot being identified. Very careful about the util set. They kind of poking and prodding towards middle. Brett joining forces with them. And they really aren't giving a lot over. Struggles to mount there on the boost, but they get it eventually. And we'll see what Fluffy Aimers have in store. They're stalled out at the moment. Not a lot of map control, but that sure will help.
Oh.
News just goes swinging. Aggressive catches. Freshly trying to get close by in danger. And another tap out for News, showing some sharpness with that AK. Does swing in, but that's info. He went for the info play. The rest of the squad going A. The AK is recovered, but the site is open for business.
Hold on. Okay, we'll see if Brett... I don't think Brett's getting caught in mid. Cryptic going to be so focused on the site itself. Does turn the corner into elevator, so does escape the lurk for now. And being silent about the approach. Does Cryptic have magic through the smoke? Whoa, it gets a little close there. But at the end of this, I'm surprised Slight. I believe Slight is over towards this end of the map. Yeah, he is. He's over towards the heaven side. As Brett's make short work of, again, what were his former teammates. And Slight probably going to be in a surprising position because I think they all think he's saving.
I mean, every kill does matter, I think, for him as well. If he can get extra 3 hundo, that could be more than just a glass cannon. Does have money decent enough for the AWP, and there's
Nice.
6,000. Granted there for an extra exit onto Brett. Just hold on to the AK. And at least Boss are going to set themselves up for another purchase. But now you definitely want to, start the CT rounds rolling here. Get it off quick and fast.
It's like debating whether he wants an op right now at 6K.
I don't think so.
Maybe you never know. Maybe he's just doing some stretches before the round to get ready for that op. And you're darn right.
Cryptic told me he did bench presses when he was nervous during RMR games to calm himself.
Like Slight did?
In between best of threes, he'd start hitting some reps, hitting the bench. Said it calmed him down. So maybe he went and pumped a little bit of iron. Although it's got to be, it can't be arms. It's got to be like chest or back or something. Because otherwise you're going to be throwing your mouse hand around. But now it's Cryptic putting in some reps towards the middle. Couple quick headshots there roll off. And now they're going to move in towards B, though. They have lost control of this site.
Oh, they should know where Fruit Cup is.
Getting a lot of space now. They should be hearing these footsteps.
Yeah. Up top, Cryptic seen. And deals with Jason. Triple kill here for Cryptic. All headshots so far. Don't underestimate the IGL. He's going to drop into the site for the quad kill. You will be shut down eventually. But Slight from the top rope deals some damage. Cryptic, what a round.
Just a quick conversion right there. 4 kills rolling on out. Looking strong in the mid hold, and then transferring it over to some success towards B. I mean, I thought Fluffy Aimers, again, had the right solution. They throw a lot towards middle, sure. Maybe they don't trade as effective as they'd hope, but at least that gives you space towards B. It gets ripped away, though, before they can ever even start the conversation for a post plant, though. A little too slow on that uptick. I'm sure they were confused as to how much space they were granted for free and how quickly Boss were able to rip that away from them.
Yeah, Cryptic laughing at the idea that IGLs can't frag. I mean, he's probably their biggest weapon, let's be real.
Yeah,
Next to Fruit Cup.
In these winning efforts, I feel like he has taken a little bit more of a back seat, which I think is fine because everyone else is playing that much better.
Oh, what? Whoa. Oh no, timing's brutal there for
News
Freshie.
took a little while to figure out he was a T in that round. It's like, that is not my teammate there.
They're coming back.
Oh my god!
But they're not going to be ready for Fruit Cup. They're going to think this side of the map is completely empty. So Fruit Cup, top of the site pillar. And, oh my god! That's Fluffy Aimers. It's all about the aim. Slight's going to step forward, though. This round's not over. In the 2 versus 5. Can he drag this back? Oh, another smoke meets Slight. Is he going to continue pushing forward? It'll be Darty instead! He moves forward. He gets another headshot. Surely they got to suspect Jason's over in middle. Something's amiss. Something's too quiet here on the B site. You can see Slight looking in towards spawn.
It's too good of an angle.
Yeah, this elevated angle, though, is devastating. There's a headshot on a Darty. Bombs off to the other site. But Slight does hear the retreat. And so really choose to play the 1v2. Slight's a confident guy.
He's going to go for the clutch, I feel like. The issue is he's got so much to chew through, and now this double up in positioning, it looks so incredibly strong.
Yeah, there's no way, right? Slight. Timing! Oh! He looks away. 5-7's out. Did he see something? Did he see something? Now he knows. Slight, does he have the quick scope in him? Oh, he could not pull the trigger. News shuts it down with 3 incredible kills himself. And a near 2v5 for Boss.
Oh my god. Absolutely absurd right there. That's a sick attempt. Giving it a go, but what's even sicker is the execution on a couple of these kills. The News just like hospital flick that he threw out there to take care of Cryptic. Knocking down a couple of these kills. With an instant 1D'ing. I mean, you talk about IGLs that can frag. What about a coach that can frag as well?
He hasn't been too far out of service, so.
That's true, yeah. He still plays.
Yeah, he ain't no Regin.
True.
All right.
Yeah.
He ain't no Sviat.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's a sick opening kill, man.
You just gotta take what it gives you. Sometimes you just gotta take what it gives you.
Down goes News.
Counter-Strike gives and takes away. And News comes out the worst for wear in this one. There's a lot more resistance around it, though. And again, Boss have been leaning a little less on this B-side defense and more trusting in the recovery effort of a B-side play.
I mean, again, you do have those extra mollies as well. And Freshie has one in his back pocket from middle. But might not deploy it. It looks like a freebie site is the plan here for Boss. They want a retake. What do you think about this?
And they gave a lot of space here. They've been doing it pretty consistent. This again feels like a read, but Fruit Cup's able to pull it back there so quickly. And maybe that's why you can afford to go for the retake.
Sure.
When you win it this confidently, it's not going to matter. Slope's going to stick around for the clutch attempt, but yeah, not too long before he gets taken out. Now Fruit Cup with a 4K to recover the round, just like Cryptic did a couple of rounds ago.
Okay, I don't think that was the intended plan for the retake, but if it works, it works.
It's twice in a row that they've been able to do it. And what I've been seeing a lot lately out of teams on Vertigo, and it's like teams that know how to play this map, right? Good teams when we're in a season of Vertigo where there's not a lot of good Vertigo teams.
Yeah, no one wants to play this map.
Yeah, it feels like at the moment they're actually stacking a lot of people on B proper. Right now we're seeing Boss give the B site and play retake
every round.
A lot more than how I've seen it in many different situations.
I mean, especially, even like in a 4v5, you're expecting, like, okay, we can just hold down every single site. But no, they elect to play retake. They elect to say, we are going to let you plant the bomb and play a 4v5 retake. Many people would say that's terrifying, but not for Fruit Cup. Yeah,
really interesting. I mean, again, this maybe goes into the reads that this roster does. Like misses the timing, and there's actually a problem. As he's 5-7 too quickly. Maybe a little too quick. They're rushing into the scope, and he's got a sidearm of his own. Provide some safety, make sure that AWP stays in their hands. But now they've got to worry about Slump. Doesn't pick up the rifle, but he will pick up a plant here for sure. Locked that one in. Can he find anything extra? Not quite. There, no. Freshie going to put a rest to that. And Boss gonna lock themselves in a third round.
All right.
Keep the ball moving.
Those defuse gets getting put to work. I think Slump does purchase an op here. 5750, absolutely. He's going to start contesting the map here versus Slight. The engine of this Fluffy Aimers team is looking to get started.
Absolutely. I mean, another good player I feel like on this squad, you know, while we highlight a lot from Slump and the AWP, is also, I think, News, who, I mean, we watched for the last couple of seasons just really put some consistent output. I feel like it's a player that very smart when it comes to decision making, is, you know, careful about how he plays these rounds out, I feel like, and I just don't see him make a lot of mistakes, which is a huge asset to have. It makes the job of Brett transferring into this calling role a lot easier, knowing that you can trust this player. But we'll see the thing get active here on the flashbang play. Jason looking to be the early aggressor. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome, though. Still super careful about how he plays this out. And again, side ult control is the name of the game for Boss, so making sure they don't lose that.
Collapse. trying to collapse at least. Slump does miss though, and then he dies for it. I can chase down that AWP. Yeah, quick 4 versus 5. Fluffy Aimers looking to re-angle themselves towards the B side. This time around, Fruit Cup wants to stand and fight, and well, you don't really want to fight News right now. He's been hitting instant headshots as he flies around every corner. And there's a quick back to the 4-on-4, but some indecision here for Fluffy Aimers as Brett goes down. The bomb was moving to A. Now it has to scramble back B, and all that space News got, he left the B site. So, weird situation here, FA.
Yeah, it's gotten really awkward quick here. News going to get boosted up. But like you said, I mean, Freshy's clearing an empty bomb site at the moment. Now time's of essence here. 25 seconds left. They've got multiple Molotovs. 3 still to throw down range. There's one of them to Spence, but there's just too many targets now to deal with. A lot of pressure being put on. 1 Molotov on the bomb site.
Oh no, they missed?
Curtains. They did miss the money, but they still land that shot. Cryptic with a quick kill, looking for the finishing blow, and Darty will find it behind him. So, Boss, again, have to retake that B bomb set, but they figure out a way to do it.
Interesting that Freshy does go for the swing there. I wonder if there's a flashbang or just saying, like, hey, I'm going to catch you off guard with this wide swing. I'm going to try and pick off that extra player who's getting into the site and clearing a different angle and just kind of playing off of the tendencies there. Either way, Boss, they just keep retaking. They have all 4 of their round wins been defuses. I think we're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, Slump got the bomb plant on the A side.
And that one Cryptic 4K round, that was another B side retake.
Fruit Cup with another, yeah, I mean, it has been consistent. Been willing to give over space, which I feel like is not, again, like the most comfortable game plan to lean on, but building a strong CT side with it. I feel like 5 rounds, though, for Fluffy Aimers, it could be enough. Like, they could lean on this. They obviously don't want to lose that momentum over and over again, but something to lean on there. You've got a decent T side, and you get to set your focus up for a defense of your own.
I'm really looking forward to his Slump CT side. When I did see him play Vertigo back in the CCT, he was extremely passive, and I think it wasn't the Slump I'm used to of him just taking more aggressive angles and looking for fights. He was not very mobile, and I want to see a little bit of a difference out of this guy. So we shall see if that does manifest itself. Fluffy Aimers can still win this round, by the way. It never said they could lean on 5, but it's not necessarily set in stone.
They got more room in the half as well behind it. Let's see what they can make. This time, throwing very similar smokes to when they converged on ramp. This time, it's just a ghost town at the moment. Molotov in as well. They get no information off the back of it. This is silent from Fluffy Aimers. They could get very explosive and surprise this boss squad with 1 effective flash.
That is exactly it. How about a second? Freshy still stands, though. Oh, and it's Darty with the backup. It's Darty and Fruit Cup, and the rotates do arrive to save Freshy in that situation, who didn't even get a single kill, by the way.
Just got caught by a flashbang right there. Everyone else.
You didn't see the
He
thing.
wakes up there, and he's like, oh, you guys did it. Nice.
He woke up from a coma
Yeah.
in that round, and just like, was there... Where are they? Where are they?
More like a dream.
I
love that.
I guess so. Except, you know, very bright white dream. Just like,
No look into the sun.
yeah, look into the sun.
That HE just fly by there. It only does 20 damage to A. That's not the end of the world, but looked like it bounced right on top of him. Here's that, you know, used to this emphasis towards the B site becomes more of a tendency, I think, for teams to lean on the strength of a B execute. Here for a T-side of Vertigo, they're looking to do it again. Darty just recycling smokes over towards Sidle, making Jason's job impossible. Here's the scaling. It's quick and decisive, and Fruit Cup limited to 0 again on this B-side defense, but Fresh is close by and available for backup.
He's thinking about swinging, but Molly forces him forward, and HG is going to chase him down either way. Counter utility being dropped on in, but the bomb making its way up towards that A site right now. It's so weird, so tentative. I think Slumpy's going to take a peek into elevator, and he's going to get the bomb planted, but on a different site. What is going on in this round? They're not going to be expecting this. They just simply won't. They think it's B, and they're not going to doubt it. And while Cryptic finds his kill, they're going to realize this Site is empty, guys. There's no bomb. There is no bomb. And this is about to be a save, I'm pretty sure.
There it is. I mean, they don't really need to save, but there's not a real chance in this retake. Is there? Yeah, that's going to probably cut it right there.
Cryptic
If
probably.
you're Slight, you probably just want to pick up an AK, but...
Not even going to have that chance. If you're Cryptic, you're just like, well, okay, I guess you guys won. You guys really won the round planting A. You could have planted B. You could have. But didn't feel like it. Frustrating. Frustrating round to lose right there.
Okay, we got to give Freshie a gun here. Someone's got to give him a gun. Okay, thank you. I saw you had an MP9. Someone tossed him over. A better weapon. We got too much money for that. But all good. Have a buy for Tech. Close out the half. And I mean, interesting to see the bomb like solo. Because, I mean, honestly, Boss never really fell off that quickly. They held on to the A side for a little while. But the efficiency of news is being felt right now. This T side.
Yeah.
These B entries are doing a lot.
Living and breathing by it, but now Slump. Oh, he misses the op shot. Steps forward, though, from Fruit Cup. He's been just dominating this B ramp. Help from Freshie, this time an aggressive setup. They've been playing passive this whole half, and it's going to lead to a 2 versus 4. Lovely switch up there from Boss.
They needed that right there. They needed to take some aggression. This is what every team, when they deal with successful B-side plays, is doing. They're taking ramp control. They're ripping it away by force. And they're able to do it up against this dominant news character that's been shutting down and entering this B-side over and over. I mean, it's been on the better end of Fruit Cup a couple of times now, and finally he gets revenge.
Yeah. Gonna look at some boost action, though. This first kill doesn't quite mean everything. It's the second here. So Jason, you'll start off with the boost. And continue to proceed on forward. Cryptic on the off angle. And now Slay even posts up. He's going to toss a molly in towards the back box. And that's going to force Jason forward. Or will it? I think it doesn't connect in as intended. And so Jason will be able to scale. Slay going to drop down. He'll pick up the generator and get spotted, but so does Cryptic. Cryptic does clean up. A on 29, not going to be able to take down Slight. We do have a 6-all half. Our very first half of ECL playoffs is right here. And we are back. First half of ECL playoffs in the books, everybody. And we've got a whole lot more coming your way. Plenty more Counter-Strike ahead of not just this BO3, but the rest of ECL as well, going on to the A and B stream. But first, Boss and Fluffy Aimers is staying neck and neck up to the script right now.
Yeah, I mean, incredibly close. Knotted up at the half, as you can see. We'll see how things shape up for the second. Boss looking to tear it up on the T side. Femurs looking to lock it down here, looking to pick up Vertigo to start off their own map pick. Great volley though, flushes slump out of position. He has to win these tough duels, and they still hold on to the man advantage. They still hold on to this side all control. And as I highlighted, it's so important that they do that.
Yeah, Jason also, yeah, he definitely did his job over there towards side hall. Now Brett, however, holding the line. Eventually Jason does fall, so that allows the bomb to get planted.
Four guns on the flank.
Yeah, this is deadly, devastating, but about to be seen.
Oh,
and a sick shot there from Fruit Cup, but he's not ready for the second. But A has to come through on the flank quickly because, oh, Brett does go down. Last bullet on the gun there for Cryptic. Trading out weapons right now for Fruit Cup, and it'll be enough. Fruit Cup hauling it for his team with Cryptic to give Boss their first lead.
I mean, that's the duo that got them the first 2 rounds out of the gates, right? 4K for Cryptic on the retake of that B side, then Fruit Cup shows him what he's made of as well. Both these players powering up here in playoffs for the side of Boss. Showing out here on the pistol as well. Locking down the side position, as I've highlighted here. It's just so important on this map. It is everything for A-side defenses at the moment, and as soon as you see how easy it is to plant the bomb, when you don't have side hall control on the CT side, it really does change the odds of the round.
You know, North America has been in like a really turbulent time when it comes to finding like true prodigies here. And we have 2 prodigies in the server right here. Like kind of this next generation of the NACS player with Fruit Cup getting the call up straight out of advanced and in his first ECL playoff game, by the way, and qualifying to the RMR and winning CCT North America. Like, this guy's accomplished everything in these last couple of months. So it's awesome to see him compete at this level. Already a prodigy in his era. Is going to be able to pick up the third with the Glock, the fourth as well. Darty looking sharp today as well. It's just against Eco, but those shots are shots.
I mean, you could more so kind of highlight he's getting back into the form that he was, you know, back in season 47 when they were last able to, you know, qualify for Pro League and make it. Actually, it was 46 that they had done that. But
yeah.
Either way, right? When he was last able to qualify for ESL Pro League season 19, where you've highlighted they did some decent work. I mean, Darty was a big part of that playoff run. He was a huge piece of the puzzle. He was looking, you know, like a force to be reckoned with, and one of those players that you don't have to give a lot of resources to. You can see he can do it himself. He doesn't need a lot of help, and he can make multi-kills out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the very nice thing about Boss is they have these 2 really strong, consistent players, but Darty and Freshie are capable pair of hands. So,
and when you start to look at like those 2 players being the 2 that are kind of shaking up the upper echelons here, getting wins over teams like NRG, wins over teams like PA, you do start to think, you know, not only are we talking about ushering in some of these advanced talents, but Boss have been struggling up against like teams with organizations for quite some time, and
yeah,
you're finally seeing Freshie and Darty break through.
Yeah, I mean, same thing can be said here for Fluffy Aimers too. Like Slump coming straight out of advance as well, and getting the call up in his first ECL playoffs, but a botched flashbang there. News gets blinded up and unable to find that initial kill. Look at the swarm of a rotate right here from Fluffy Aimers, and that has allowed Darty a ton of space and an uppercut handed out from Fruit Cup.
That's got to feel good. Getting it back on news right there, giving him a taste of his own medicine. I mean, this is going to be a war that's waged throughout the remainder of this game, but, you know, Fruit Cup and News battling it out, trading blow for blow.
Yeah, we got Slight on the lurk in middle. Oh, he's going to try and sell a split. I like this. Instead of staying silent on the lurk, he's going to get a lot of information for his team and allow the rest of the squad to creep up the ramp.
They've already rotated over here. They're already multiple players committed on this A-side defense. Spam through the smoke is fantastic. And now they're going to lock in the digits, plant the bomb on in here. Brett pushing past the smoke and making such an active move. Jason above the top rope as well, and Brett pushes alongside him. Such a decisive retake effort here. And now they got to figure out where on earth Slight is coming from. A 10-second defuse, so he has time to wait it out, but he doesn't have time to be this patient. The bomb's being stuck, and it's just going to be too little too late. By the time he realizes the round is going to be over. Now it's about what he can take away from them here in the end. Only a single gun ripped out of the hands before it will be Fluffy Aimers getting that first gun round.
Some super individualistic plays that were made there, but they pay off. That push through the smoke from Brett was just everything. It kind of just, the screws come loose immediately, where Side Hall has to focus on so many different angles, can't deal with the high-low setup. The player on site has to start worrying about a smoke push as well, and just really pulling the attention apart there from that boss post plant.
Yeah, I mean, it was individual, but like you said, I mean, you just highlighted that high-low, aggression that was also tossed in through the, emo box there as well. You've got this good coordinated effort rolling through from Fluffy Aimer that had to be decided within seconds of the play. No time for second guessing. You had to commit. And Brett's one of those players who's not going to second guess his move, his game plan.
He'll make the first move. He's saying, I'm going to push through, move with me. And it worked out really well there between himself and Jason.
Got a solo on the B side with a Deagle. Don't envy his position. He's getting a little bit of reinforcements here in News. Maybe some extra util, a little supply dump there for him to hold on to this B-bomb site. Taking a wide off angle there. That's nicely handled from Jason. Just collects an opening duel, deals with Cryptic early on. And just takes a little bit of worry off the shoulders of Fluffy Aimers. And again, kind of nullifies the issue of the weaponry disadvantage. Having a man advantage.
Yeah, that's nice and easy. That's like a... just get kills. Very simple. And another high-low setup awaits Brett. Up on the top ropes. He's even going to dodge the flashes, but can't dodge the double entry from Freshy. Slump searching for a kill through the smoke. He loses his teammate in News instead. Slump, does he have a play in him? He's going to try and spam the bomb planter, and that's massive. Time's ticking away as well. Darty does get around the edge of the smoke, but he knows, he sees where Slump is. The MAC-10 will do. It is a 1 versus 2 for the coach stand-in. They look away. They look away. Fruit Cup around the site. He does escape, though. Hey, with the Deagle, it's not enough. It doesn't deal enough damage. And Boss keep their lead.
9 points of health right there. Fruit Cup can take it, though. Gets the bomb down. Locks in a massive clutch for his squad right there. A coming through is trying to be the hero. Nearly had it. Was so incredibly close to locking that one in. But he can't rip it away from Boss. I mean, this play as well from Slump. Such an excellent bit of activity, denying the bomb plant, just creating that much more chaos into the mix there. But it's taken back. Darty will not let it slide. And does really have some undertones to it now. You see that purchase coming out here for the Fluffy Aimers squad. Double digits could be locked in if they can't make it happen with the lesser weaponry.
That round had such massive ramifications. That was both teams down to their bottom dollar. And this round's a wash. This is no chance.
Hold on. He's going to get his hero moment just to round
yeah, right, buddy.
Watch this.
Yeah,
let
right,
him cook.
Buddy. Yeah, let him cook indeed. No, yeah, we let him cook. It's darn raw, Cole. He didn't cook at all.
Unfortunate. Rough exit there. No damage. No pressure on Boss here. They're just going to keep on stacking up the cash here. Cryptic holding on to that MAC-10. And you got Boss putting themselves in a winning position on the home stretch. They're not quite there yet, though. Still another gun round here that's crucial to break through. Looking at that MAC-10 held on to. Everyone else has head armor besides Brett, so he's the one concerning factor. But either way, see what they do to try and deal with the A pressure. I mean, this has been a good, effective map control for the CT side, rather the T side, I should say. Boss has been able to handle this ramp control super effectively.
And with only Brett here as the sole defender, he's going to make a move through the smoke. They've got to be aware of this. Oh, Slight.
Oh my God.
Surely he's going to check this. Surely they come back and check this.
They're all waiting for the smoke to fade. Look at this.
Yeah.
They were waiting.
Yeah, they're like, something's amiss. You know, there's a little too quiet. Let's wait this out. Good patience.
And now there's just too many targets. That's 2 great headshots, but unfortunately it's not a single kill. If he had an AK, it would have been a perfect defense. But now you have to rely on your teammates backing it up. A swings for the fences there, locks in a multi. And News is going to rotate over as well, but they have the B bomb site secured. They have a player in a linchpin position here for Cup containing the space. Meanwhile, he will just enable the bomb to be crossed over.
Does he get on the angle in time? I don't know. News does have to clear out everything. That's the problem. But this angle is kind of expected from Fruit Cup.
What has he got here?
Sick flashbang, but hearing the bounce, yeah, no chance. Fruit Cup 180s onto him. 11 rounds for Boss. This could be a huge map to steal.
A confident one as well. Showing up with this T side that looks effective. I mean, one of the biggest problems I've noticed with this roster is they cannot handle ramp pressure when it's thrown at them. On this A side, when you're dealing with T side, aggression here for Boss, it usually does rely on a lot of B executes. And right now, I'm watching them get away with opening duels successful on the A side. They're getting the bomb down, even if it's in a scrappy manner. And these are things that I think I haven't really seen out of this roster in the past when they're going up against, good Vertigo teams. And I would consider Fluffy Aimers in that same boat.
Yeah. I would also say a little bit greedy from Fluffy Aimers trying to play 2 players over towards the A ramp right now and leaving Brett in that kind of exposed position. At the same time, Boss are the team that are kind of throwing in some deception. They're keeping their ramp control pretty quiet, and it's not like Brett is expecting the entire team behind that smoke. He's maybe expecting a single lurk. That's where you want to be. You do want to be in that corner when they're facing off against a ramp lurk. And, well, it's not going to go well for him again on the opener. He falls again.
Slight just double zoomed on that gap right there, and Brett gives him about 4 or 5 chances to pop a shot off. I mean, that's something that I've heard from Cryptic as well, is, kind of talking about Brett, and as a player, he's commended him for his ability to call here quite a bit, actually. But what he does say is he likes to hold up, he likes to press, and it's very similar to what, Cryptic likes to do as well. And right there, you see the full example of where it can go wrong. Easy pickings through the wall. News does trade it out, but damage already done for the most part. They're going to converge on this ramp side. Meanwhile, B is free. So taking that space, Boss looking likely for a 12th. Getting off of 11, and we're going to have to set our focus here for Fluffy Aimers on a comeback effort. I mean, 5 rounds is not impossible, but they got to show us something on the CT side, like you said. I mean, whether that's, staffing up this A bomb set with a little bit more, or I don't know, getting more aggressive towards that B side. I mean, obviously they're dealing with a tough situation, A playing right now, but they've shown what they can do in the past with this same 5-man roster.
How many rounds has Slump got an op out in?
I don't think he's had it in the CT side.
Yeah, that's
he has not.
It just seems ridiculous.
I mean, as I've highlighted, this is something that a lot of NA operators will not prioritize here. They will not prioritize enough economy to consistently get an AWP out for a CT side half. And it just flies by. If half can fly by, you'll never have a CT op. You very rarely see Boss do that, though. It's just something that I think has been instilled in Slight's game plan, and it's now transferred over into the game plan and success story of Boss as well.
I wouldn't say this is a very confident purchase. Yes, everyone's got guns, but, head armorless, 1 nade, no kit AWP. It's very scrappy here for Fluffy Aimers. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. The comeback has to start here. And I think it has to be with Slump. The engine of this team has not really been moving. And Jason's going to start off going down first. Just greedy on ramp again. Brett, he falls to Cryptic. A double entry is maybe just the death sentence here on Fluffy Aimers map pick.
Yeah, I mean, everyone having their moments here, but Cryptic looking like a Vertigo global at the moment. Locking down these kills, finding a lot of opening success, and now they just hit the brakes here. They're going to look to suffocate Fluffy Aimers, and as a team that maybe lacks a little bit of experience and cohesion, relies on some of that firepower, as you mentioned, someone is going to feel the need to get aggressive. Someone's going to feel the need to take some initiative here.
And so here we go. 3v5, up the ramp.
There's a utility. It's going to land fast here, and we'll see what Slump can do to say about it.
Oh, it's not looking good. Fretchy's already found the lurk in middle, and Slump. Oh, he doesn't even connect his first off shot of the half.
He goes.
And the second one's a leg shot. You have At least a kill, yes, but, well, he's running out of ammo, and he's just gonna burn. He can't escape the flames. It comes down to news. What a start to the game he had. It's not gonna be the same finish as Boss mean business on Vertigo.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly difficult map right there in the second half. Boss just takes so much by force here on this T side. They show up in a problem half that I've talked about. I've highlighted a pregame there that I'm not super confident in their T side of Vertigo. They completely make me eat my words with how they came in ready to go with so much depth on this T side. So many different ideas to open up rounds, look comfortable. They had a couple crucial clutches into the mix there where they were able to operate. I mean, you most importantly talked about the Fruit Cup 1v1 that he closes out.
Yes.
Super important that he finishes that off. That just sets the tone for how the remainder of the half is going to finish.
Yeah, that is probably the most brutal round to lose right there. The coach had a chance to pull off a 1 versus 2 to kind of redeem the poor game that he's been having so far. And that's something that's just tilting. That is something that just the coach flies back to his chair. The players are like, what is this guy doing, man? And in a playoff game, it's really brutal. And that's, I mean, again, a deciding moment of that map. Checking in our Katia player to watch. Fruit Cup was the player of the map. Our player to watch is playing well.
Yeah, that he is. I mean, and again, this is what we come to expect. He is very good in big moments. I think just plays better with pressure on, and you don't expect that from a player who's moving up into a bigger stage here and to a bigger level. But the consistency, when you talk about big games here, like you mentioned, the CCT playoffs matchups that he's been able to play super well in. You talk about the important win that they got in a best-of-1 over Legacy, he top fragged in. It just feels like this guy thrives in pressure, and this is, you know, the most pressure you can get for an ECL season is running through the lower bracket playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's where we've gotten our best storylines from. We had Lysa game back in Season 49. We had Unjustified in Season 48 with Lake running through the lower bracket. I mean, ECL playoffs is a joy to watch because we see these storylines develop, and it might be Boss the one to capture our minds for this season. We'll see if they can do it in 2, though, after a little bit of a break. Boss FA. Boss looking like the better team once again. Oh, there we go. Oh, it looks like I wasn't there for just a moment. Do I have to like stare into the camera for a little bit? But yeah, we're moving into map number 2. We're going into Ancient here between Boss and the likes of Fluffy Aimers. I enjoy this like in-person setup. We've got the stack of pumpkins going. We got the festiveness. Like,
oh my gourd.
Oh my gourd. They don't see the gourd though. The gourd that is
a support gourd.
Oh my goodness. You are running like a massive risk here by the support gourd.
The support gourd.
Welcome. That'll be present with us for the week, so stay tuned here on the C stream. I might go out and find some like more pumpkins and slowly like add them progressively.
We just found them in the city of Philadelphia.
I did. I went
just
to like
scavenging.
I literally went. Okay, I went to a farmer's
patch.
I went to a farmer's market today. All right, hey. I was looking like, hey, why not some cool stuff that we can.
You were looking like
up.
A.
I was looking like A. Which was like what, like 4 and 16 in map number 1.
You had 6 kills.
I had to drop the number there. All right, it's not cool to talk about people's stat lines like that. And we'll see if he can stack up here on the B site. Pistol round on Ancient. Fluffy Aimers need it to stay alive here in ECL. There's a missed smoke to start this one off. So will that pay? Yes, it does, with News locking in for 3. The A10 fighter jet peak does not stop rolling. As now it's just like 1v4, jiggle peeking between the angles, cannot connect onto Jason. Pistol round for Fluffy Aimers. It's mean stuff there from News.
That's such a sick start from News. I mean, I just feel like this guy played such a great first map. Played incredibly well out of the gates. Showed up when it was, it mattered on those B-site attacks there. Found a couple of really effective entries there onto Fruit Cup a couple of times. And he just, I think, did his role super well. I do think there needs to be maybe more supporting staff in the mix there if you want to see a more cohesive Fluffy Aimers here on this map. But if you can get another start like that from News, it's going to take you a whole lot of distance. See what they have in store here. Brett, a chance to farm up some sweet ecos, flash avoided. Now it's the MP9 that can just spray down range. Does get a multi, but level out eventually. And see if they rethink the gameplay. Sight's trying to grab the gun. He did get it, actually. Wow.
Okay.
Keep on trying there. It eventually works.
Scamper away in a 3v4. And look at this. Look at this aggression here. He falls. Oh my goodness. He lost to the Glock. Slump lost to an armorless Glock. And the round is live. Like, this is a winnable round for Boss. If Slight can find some magic here out of A main. I like the freeze. The Boss just holding position and making Fluffy Aimers like rethink. They're going to spread back out on the map.
Trying to figure out a way to get this MP9 more involved. Spotted out early. Oh, but it's the MP9 that falls first. That's going to hurt.
Another dink landed out of the Glocks. You can't be upset with that round, though, for Boss at the end of the day.
Managed to make some damage happen, right? They didn't do a whole lot of investment. Just a lot of flashes really brought into the round. They're able to trade effectively, essentially, with very limited guns, and then the triple dink of the Glock on the A1S from Slump. So again, I mean, we can highlight as a player who's kind of introducing himself into the bigger stage with this Fluffy Aimer squad. Obviously, a lot of potential there for this team, but it can be a lot of pressure, and that pressure can definitely matter there. We talked about his lack of AWP presence. He just didn't have it a lot in that first map.
Smoke bounce.
I just have been seeing a lot of really weird smoke bounces lately in CS2. I feel like I didn't notice them as much.
I had a moment, so I was trying to entry connector on Mirage, and there's a tiny lip where the opening of connector is, and it bounced off of that against the wall and back towards me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm not entering connector anymore. After trying to like to bounce it off, or I think it might have been like a molly or something like that. I don't know. It was
some sort of spaghetti code.
Redonkulous stuff.
See this mid Riago potentially come through here. Brett's hearing a lot of presence towards middle, but obviously still a smoke in the way. So when you're talking about map control here, it's pretty effective from Boss so far.
He's swinging. Oh, he's swinging after the smoke fades. He's going to inch out and not convert because Freshy's watching it like a hawk. Hey, out in the open. Not going to be taking down Cryptic anytime soon. Some monster entries here from Boss. Looking to sweep their way through the site. Slump does deliver one back. A great pop flash from Jason, but that reveals 2 players on this site. They're going to continue pushing forward, or rather, it's just going to be Fruit Cup Slight starting his move. And we do have Freshie as well in Red Room. He does pick up a Molly. He's not going to use it, though. And the rest of Fluffy Aimers, though, are also just going to slow down their rotate. Oh, this movement out mid. Is it heard? Oh, now.
They've got to go through Donut. They can't take that time here. And now it's spotted out pretty early. Freshie finds the first kill, and you can rely on your player in back Donut to finish the job right there. That's exactly what they do. Coordinate their effort so well. Close it out.
Slight playing off his teammates right there. Just so well done. Especially a great round for Freshie. Like, those kills he got were mandatory as well. I don't like Slight's odds back in that 1 versus 2. It gets scary, but he keeps the round in a safe pair of hands. And Boss are going to clap back immediately.
This is like one of those rounds where you can definitely see Boss firepower in the mix with those entries that look just furious on the swing. So quick to take these headshots down. So quick to find the openings for a player like Cryptic. Set the tone early and get lifted off on a T side off the back of a loss in the pistol. Missed smokes and all. Could be a little frustrating, but you get back early as soon as possible. There's a spotting, though. I think that one bounced off a little sour, and that leads to an opening duel for Slump. Super successful.
But there's an answer back. And a jump spot. He's been seen. I thought he got seen. Well, there's a Deagle headshot. And now the MP9, though, for Brett. Needed to convert. They just need to keep putting on the pressure. They need another kill. Slump on half HP and is going to moonwalk into Freshie. Does get dinked, but not enough. News has been good, but how good?
Have to play this one out flawlessly, and you can see Freshie just kind of sacrificing his life for the site control. Went all in, hoping that his teammates could either trade or just go to the opposite site. Smoke goes down. I think this is just going to be a save from News. Boss likely going to scale up to 2, but again, I think they're keeping their composure quite well when the moments get chaotic. We even saw it in that last round where a lot of pressure was put on the play, and they make the decision to late rotate A instead of, you know, brute forcing their way into B or hoping for a flank or anything of that nature. So
they even maintain composure in this round. You know,
yeah.
They're just holding on, either losing players left and right, but there's not many overextensions. Fruit Cup is playing off of the attention that his mid players are drawing still within the chaos. And I mean, a testament to a team who's been together here for a really long time. Fruit Cup, not necessarily, but the rest of the squad, very much yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's pretty cool. I mean, obviously this roster spent some time together. They have some history. And these are players that have been playing underneath this banner, underneath Wildcard in the past as well. But without an organization, I feel like it's sometimes, as you've highlighted, pretty difficult to, you know, make the most out of being a high-caliber roster, a team that's capable of bringing in big wins. And I think finally they're getting some of the fruits of their labor, getting, you know, first-place prizes in events where before you could talk about them being like a semifinal team or a second-place team. Well, now they're getting victories. They're winning versus some of the top competition that we have in NA, and that feeling is going to linger, especially in the playoffs.
Let's see what News can do. I'm going to catch an off angle, but instead it's Cryptic. Oh, HE4 News' corner. Mean stuff, but yeah, and the mow down is going to come on through. Boss lose the pistol, the conversion, but not much else. They're going to go up 3-2.
This is their map pick as well that they've been leaning in on here quite a bit. Especially when Anubis is taken out of the pool, it opens up Ancient up next, which I feel like are staples for this roster, especially with Fluffy Aimers picking up Vertigo, which also, you know, Boss is pretty good at.
Cryptic's mid-rounding on this map, I think, is actual treat to watch. And just how you're going to have players walking out A main, you're going to have lurks all across the map, and he somehow finds ways to do it in every single round.
You got to trust in your individuals. You got to trust in your extremity players to make those sort of calls and plays as well. I think there's an asset on both sides of Cryptic calling effectively,
nice.
but there you have it. I mean, one of those players on the extremity getting taken down early. That's a big pickup and active slump AWP that we've been waiting for. Didn't get to see it much on Vertigo.
That is a difference maker, though, because that reveals 3 players for the B bomb site. So you're going to see Boss start to encroach over towards A. And we're not talking about the player.
Look at this position, though, deep in towards A main. A lot of donut presence here, so your A main prong of approach, it might be the last to initiate, but I don't think Brett's really going to move here, right?
Oh.
Until he sees the presence. That's a great pickup from Jason early on, still staying alive as well. There's the bomb dropped.
Yeah.
That's going to set maybe the final nail in the coffin for this one. Jason continues to find some efficiency.
Wow.
I think Slump might have got accidented there, but you know what? Whatever does the trick there. Fluffy Aimers just hold strong all throughout the map, and it all comes off the back of an opening duel from a Slump AWP.
Yeah. Even then, towards Donut, though, I think we see a little bit of a mistake. We'll see it from Jason's perspective. You see Slight is not prepared to trade in that situation, and something you're kind of expecting, Boss. That is just a flat-out mistake. There's no qualms about that. Slight's got to be prepared and ready to go instead of watching that flank. And some miscommunication there.
At least one of them, right? It has to be available for the trade. Communication breakdown for sure. Boss. He's showing some cracks in the armor. But there you go. Slight instantly looking to redeem it. And Slump in the position where he started off the round last time is now taken out early. Slight wasn't happy with just a single as well. He wants to put it into a 5v3 for his team. Unwilling to rein in the aggression instead. Looks to fight forward here. And oh, bah, he's going to go. Oh, God.
Boy.
That Molotov, is that going to force him off the line?
I think so.
Yeah, probably would have. Better safe than sorry, he elects. And what are they going to do here? Brett's going to push the smoke. Okay.
Oh, he
Timing
is, and they're knife out. They're not looking at it. Brett's going to get away with it.
Wow.
Oh, it's going to be furious, and he runs back through in Brett style. Absolute rat.
Just does not know when to hold it back, but there he gets rewarded in a big way. Smokes a little deep. That could create some... Jason. Oh,
That's
no,
not
actually problems for him. That's a two-way smoke there.
Yep.
It ain't go no more. They see you poking through. They're going to dismiss you quickly. They lean a lot on Brett now with the AWP. How's your op, Brett? Is it as effective as your aggressive rifling? It looks like it. He steps forward for a quick kill, but traded out eventually, and they're going to have to lean on the coach now. Perfect flashbang from Darty to pretty much seal the deal there. You can see News is far away.
Even with these really aggressive, really individualistic moves, like these are untradeable moves that we are seeing here from Fluffy Aimers, and they're working, they get punished for it. They eventually get burned for that playstyle, like Jason stepping forward in the 4-on-4 and trying to get activated in the middle. Even that move from Brett, with that ABP taking that angle, it just completely disrespects the cave push. It completely disrespects really a ton of different trades. Like, he would have been better off with a rifle there. And Boss looking like the superior team again.
Yeah, I mean, right off the back of a hiccup there, right off the back of a slump AWP that starts it off, and Slight's ready to show who the better opera with the S in the name is. Fortunately,
the SL. It's Slump and Slight. One of them far more inexperienced than the other, though. Again, Slump's first ECL playoffs, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, Slight was, I guess, like, in a bit of a similar position when you talk about, like, a exciting op prospect coming out of the scene. Back in, like, 2022, he was playing a lot of lands that we would see him at.
Yeah.
He was playing, well. I mean, got the Fragdelphia 16 win with
Frag 16.
Strife.
Yep.
So that was, like, a super cool experience, I'd imagine, and I think he really translated a lot of the play that was on LAN into, like, success with his team and into a more stable opera. He just quickly gelled with a lot of rosters. He gelled with a lot of people. Didn't quite make it work with Stanislaw, but now he's back in comfortable territory here, opping alongside Cryptic.
Yeah.
I think this is some of the better work I've seen him do throughout his career. I thought he was good with stamina in the past. I just think that Stanislaw, with such a strict style of calling, never allowed for that op to thrive. Because Slight, man, he's loud, he's emotional. He likes to play that same style, a very fiery style, but it can burn out in sometimes. And I think that Stan's system requires consistency.
Well, you're telling me he's the North American.
Yes, exactly.
Cryptic does fall.
You nailed it.
How many?
Pretty much everything that I just said right there, he summed up with NA Opera. He had to pull in a Swede to make sure that he could work in the Stanislaw system. Or I guess a Polish opera, from what we've seen at Atlanta.
Multiple Polish operas. Come on. Ultimate by Go.
Yeah, true.
And there we go. I think Slight.
There's the emotions.
There we go. Yep. Oh.
He picked up the AK, body spammed them with it,
and then swapped back to the off. It's using all your weapons in your arsenal. I guarantee you, it's fluffy aimers who type something first. You type once, that's the treatment you get.
So, yes, I actually talked to Cryptic about this. I don't know if this rule stands for every matchup, but the rule versus Timmerman in particular was that they never unmute them.
I never unmute.
Yeah, no matter what the case is. So it's interesting. I'll hold that thought, though, for a second. Is this mid-control here? Nicely done from Slight to at least fight back here. But again, Brett getting wild in this play. It could be too dangerous there. He does escape the spam. Darty's looking to answer back, though. He does get spammed out in return. And Brett reins in his aggression just to be rewarded.
Nah, he's going back in. Take a shot every time Cole says, I heard Cryptic say this. Or Cryptic said this. Nah, Fruit Cup. That first kill was just not clean enough. It'll be an easy trade and a 1v3 effort. Freshy. Oh, well, it starts good. Oh, what?
Jeez.
What? Dang, dudes. Dang. All right. All right. This guy just hits instant headshots. This guy is no hesitation.
He might be like your favorite type of player where it's just like his headshots percentage is just so high. At least that's what I feel like, because like you said, he just hits headshots so quick.
Oh, as astute observation.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, sometimes you see someone get a lot of headshots, but then all of a sudden you check the percentage and it's like, yeah, he doesn't have it.
I actually think News might be one of those players.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten like his headshots have been instant. He looks so sick. What's the headshot percentage? 47%.
And then you get scammed.
Not the eye test.
What about the A test here? He's passed it.
The A test.
Holds on to this cave control crucially.
Oh!
And he doubles down there. What about a headshot on a Darty?
Let's go, coach.
A little double down action, and he's alone on this B side. A lot of pressure, a lot of weight on his shoulders.
He's got a third challenger. Does he have this one down on the freshie? Surely not with 2 HP, right?
He's staying alive, but yeah, he does get bested. There's no escape. There's no route out. He knew it. But what he has done is set up a massive flank. This is going to be so quick. The whole team is now converging in, and I think it's just going to be too quick to hold off in a post.
Oh, or is it? Well, that first start. Jason around the smoke. Oh, and the flick from Freshie! He's gotten a triple. He's on for the ace, but now gets shut down eventually. It comes down to Slight. He's going to make a nice little reposition over towards the short side,
That's
but
smart.
Crouch right into Brett, who's just waiting for that re-aggression. He knows Slight needs to make that move, and he waits for it. 5-all.
Very wise, letting Slump position himself better with that AWP, while Brett will just hold for the only way this round goes wrong. And that's if Slight goes in and sneaks away from the position which he's known into an unknown location. Very smart from Brett to conserve that round and keep it safe. I mean, A as well, who obviously, again, is coming into this with a bit of an awkward situation. The coach here, Fluffy Aimers, not easy to deal with, but holds down a multi-kill, buys a lot of time, and you can see Brett's flank means a lot to the round win.
It's all of these little... It's Brett with this huge impact round after round. With multi-kills and all the likes. Face-to-face in the smoke right there.
All right.
Not meant to be for Cryptic.
Got the double Tech 9 for Darty.
They're out A main as well. Hold on. Oh, that's not the right plan. No. No, that ain't it. They're going to lose this round because of it.
I think Brett... Concern there of Temple potentially, not a massive concern though, and A will get himself 2 more.
There you go. Feastin'.
Beastin'. Fluffy Aimers. Could we get another 6-6? At the turn of the half here. One more purchase at least for the side of Boss, and Looking for a big recovery, as you highlighted. A lot of impact coming through on an individual front from Brett. Containing these rounds super effectively. You've seen Slump started off well with the op presence. He's had his moments as well. News obviously on the pistol, and you're seeing again full team effort here from Fluffy Aimers. They're not ready to bow out of this one easy, and Jason taking so much initiative, playing on the edge of that smoke. Maybe sticks around, and a great flash set up by Freshie. Everyone being caught by it. Almost a lineup, but Darty still steps forward with the initiative, and News dancing around this smoke. He goes for doubles.
But surely, they have to wonder where Slump is. They have to wonder where have all these players come from, and that means that B site should be empty in the minds of Boss, and they've made the right read.
I mean, you can see the speed up here from Slight getting very quick about it, and still there's a player watching for this aggression up, Cat.
The off angle is insane. News is dead. Now the question is, does Slump have it on the fallback? Oh, Slump does come through with a kill. 15 HP, has to be instant! Oh, Slight, let's go with it. Slight, let's go with the angle. Slump, waiting for a reposition, waiting for a swing. HG comes awful close. Oh my god! A 1v1 Slight does land the one bullet needed in the most labored 1v1 you can imagine for yet another 6-all half. Boss and Fluffy Aimers just keep it fun, you know, the most interesting 1v1 you've ever seen. You know, it could have been closed out simply, but Slight's in it for the culture, for the people here, for Boss, as they're gonna tie it up 6-6, and now have the chance to break the difference here with the pistol round, and potentially 2-0 here on their own map pick. I'm joined by Colt X and Henry, literally by my side. Let's get it on.
Here we go. Second pistol. We saw Fluffy Aimers succeed with the dual Berettas last time. Now we got the double dualies being played out this time around here. Long range duel initially for Slight to take that contact, and then bam, Freshie's in your face. We'll see how this holds down the line here, already up to a successful start. As the pressure comes through Donut.
All right. First kill's good. Darty under the microscope, though. He can't pass it. Cryptic has his duel. He somehow found a headshot on a slump.
What?
Can't finish the job onto Brett. We've got a 2 versus 2, but the bomb's down in A main. Very far away. And can't really get that objective started. Fruit Cup's also got the cross, but does not have the headshot. Player's going to be able to run back to A main and run to the other site. Fruit Cup sees that things are a little too quiet here. And Brett, always moving, always roving right
timing,
now.
Man.
He's ridiculous. He's going to come back in. He's going to go back into A. But Jason's going to think it's clear.
Double timing. Slight's now got the advantage as well. See how much that matters, though, as he
Might hear the
sticks
bomb
around.
plant. I think he does.
Registers, yeah. Turn back for a reason. They know it's not B anymore.
Oh, and Jason not ready for A main. Was looking at Temple, but couldn't convert the kill. Slight does
Well
have
spotted.
Yeah, oh, he saw both. He saw both. You're right. Brett is low. So, gonna try and reposition into Donut. He does get there. Oh, what a shot there out of Slight. Smoke kit available, but it might not be needed. Body shots enough there from Fruit Cup. The defuse is there. And Boss once again take the second half pistol.
Just a ridiculous 2v2 being played out right there. After the ridiculous 1v1 that we saw at the finish. So many timings being hit. So many insane plays. Just quick headshots that roll off. Then you see like backs turn and
Missed
fumbled
shots.
shots, but then recovered and saved. And then it's all good. And Boss will close out in the end. We'll see Fluffy Aimers trying to keep the tension rising here with the 5 Galil purse. Everyone able to afford it. Some without head Kevlar, though. And when you talk about going up against those MP9s, that's going to be a slight concern as they prioritize utility and taking that fast A play here.
Oh, Slight. That's a bold peek. He's going to go back in. Crossing between the ankles and really wanting a fight.
Ringing the alarm bells here, trying to get those rotations in, and now they do have extra backup here ready to go.
Uh-oh.
Missed fight, though, from Crushy initially
Good
here. Now
flash.
you can rely on the backup. A lot of support around the corner, and Slight doesn't stick around too long to find out what those Galils can do.
Okay, but they're setting up retake utilities. Smoke coming through from Fruit Cup. Meant
Got
for
this
A
big
main.
lurk here.
But they could move faster than the lurk. That's the question. As we do have the players beginning their move. Hold on, Slight just catch that lurk. And then a kill comes through from Cryptic. The MP9s push through. They've got to know Brett's inside of this smoke. Gonna start guessing. He's gonna swing through, and Slight and Fruit Cup will convert. A 3 versus 4 retake for Boss. That's gotta be gutting.
I mean, how did they get away with that? So aware of the flank rolling through as well. While someone is actively shooting him from A main, he's still watching the flank, so he must have heard a sound. He must have heard a footstep.
I believe
right?
News did step forward because, again, they're going to outrun that flank. He wants to get himself inserted into the action, and Slice just there. It's like, okay, dismisses him.
Knows that's the winning position, right? That's the winning play right there. Is that flank formulating it? It's the 100%, insurance policy on the post plant. They call upon it, but it never comes in.
It's a fake advertisement. That 100% guarantee, not meant to be slumped, though, on the force. There's no way that MAC-10 gets a double in mid. But, once again, out A main. The problem here, Fluffy Aimers, no utility. They've got to just do it with bullets.
Donut control, though. That's a huge difference maker. Donut controls everything in a post plant, and they're going to contain this space so effectively.
They've even got Temple. This is insane. I think Slight has seen a shadow, though, as A entered into Temple. So he has got that call. And Molly to... Oh, big box. That doesn't get everything. That does not get everything. I'll swing in a CT spawn. It's a 1-for-1. Look at this. Slight's actually going to come back around and deal with the kill, but time is beginning to tick. A from Temple. Always missing a couple, and it's not quite meant to be. It's just the coach, man. He's got to hit these to try and win these rounds.
It's like you said, so frustrating watching that roll on through. Obviously, you don't want to put a lot of pressure. You don't want to put a lot of weight on him. It's not his
job,
victim of
right?
circumstances. Yeah, he's supposed to be bringing the tactics here, and I think I've seen a lot of that, bringing the mentality, and watching that is painful, but You got to move past it here. We'll see what sort of mentality Fluffy Amers can bring after the back of that. Two excellent attempts back-to-back that lead to heartbreak. And when heartbreak comes through consistently, the game gets down to the wire.
No.
Only tank it so long. You can only suffer the heartbreak for so long here. They're going to try and recover. Desperation setting in, but quick trades. Darty doesn't leave his teammate with the 4v3, but got to be careful with what's around that corner.
Yeah, and he is. He backs all the way out, but he missed the timing.
Missed the timing.
I wonder if Darty can call that out to his team. Or
Brett is so unbelievable with these timings so far.
yeah, he just holds W. He just holds W. He's going to get a kill back and start a flank on this B site. This is a winning position right now. Darty's got to be wondering, how the heck did he get there? Now, News, does he have an instant headshot in him? Do we know him? And, well, Brett's just going to start. Well, what is he going to do? Well, the hesitation here from Fluffy Amers is killing me right now.
It's probably, potentially could kill them as well if they don't make a decision. That indecision could take them out here. As Fruit Cup spots out the flank, but Brett finds another. Not give up on the play just yet. And they clear Cryptic with conviction. And there's the trade that they needed. Slump going to lock in the digits, and there's a very hard 1v2 ahead of Darty now.
He'll make his way in from the cave angle and sees a target. Now that he just hasn't gotten enough space, he doesn't consider it winnable, and for good reason. We'll see if he can recover that AWP.
I imagine Brett would like to hold on to that as well. He's hanging around here.
Oh.
I mean, he's got exits on the table lined up.
Shadow, okay. I thought it was massive, but Brett probably didn't recognize it.
You're slow going around the corner. He's got to run away from the bomb, so everyone goes down in the Fluffy Amers squad. He has to get flushed into Darty's crosshair with that AWP, and like both teams targeting that up. Darty's the one that walks away with it in the end. Willing to send himself on the line right there, put his life on the line for the extra firepower, and I think it's justified. I think a little redemption for Slight there as he gets obviously a rotation on in because Darty, again, missed that timing out of the gates, and we've been seeing plays like this all day out of Brett, man. He just knows how to thread the needle.
It's all about it. It's literally that half second. It actually was that half second that wins the round.
He knew he had the time, which is that much more impressive. He's able to identify a potential win condition like that so quickly. We've got a AWP boosted up. Perfect nade there. Goes a little deep, though.
Oh,
what?
Okay, shot goes into the nether there.
What?
Went to a through a portal.
Oh, the speed run the blaze rod section.
Yeah, I mean an op shot would help you get through that pretty well.
You just got to get the dream luck there. Unfortunately, Slight doesn't have that. Shot does not go right.
Okay, I've made a joke here, but Fruit Cup has like a 90% success rate when he buys a deagle.
I mean, his deagle's absolutely absurd. It's been a huge factor here. Jason, though. Oh, he misses the early duel. That's going to be the complete sideline of the Extremity A player there. And as you can see, they take a lot of initiative off the back of that. They're going to start to stabilize the forces on this B defense, and Slight battle-opping his way through the round. Fruit Cup can't make the decision to run through this smoke. He's on 10 HP. He's not healthy enough to go for it. So he's got to wait out the smoke here instead, and the deagle misses. Cryptic and Freshy now left to recover. Cryptic not sidelined yet, but is a quick trade away. And Freshy left into the clutch now.
Spots knows where both are. He knows where both players are. And does get around the site. Fake on the defuse, not enough to beat Brett. It's that indecision from Fruit Cup right there. If he pushed the smoke anyways, there's a chance he gets one. Instead, it's none.
Misses out on that. I mean, obviously, I think he got spammed down to 10 HP in the early stages of this round. It creates a lot of hesitation in, but at that point, right, you just want to set Slight up for as many opportunities, as many shots as he can pop off. And Slight got to be playing in front of that smoke. I think you have to get on that same page. Both players have to either be behind or in front of the smoke. So you can play for a retake in a 4v5, or you can try and lock down the bomb site as a unit. And think, again, not on the same page there. We got a flashbang, though, and everyone's going to be on the same page in this play. One flashbang to rule them all.
Oh, he's done.
Perfectly played.
Wait a minute.
Be careful, Brett. You cannot overextend.
Same thing goes for News. Brett does start to lock it in, though. And it's looking too good. Some dinks. Oh, my goodness. He's lining them up with the USB. Hold on. Brett is one USB headshot away from death. Now down to 29. Okay, in the weirdest way, it's like somewhat winnable. It's like down to 14. Now the Galil gets scavenged. Now he's dead.
Oh boy. It's gonna be a pricey round quickly.
Okay.
There you have it. The coffin comes on through. As you can see, Cryptic actually has a lot of money to send the op over in Slight's department. I think most importantly, also, is a couple of confidence building kills for Cryptic. They're getting a couple with the USP is always really nice. He got one kill, I think, on round 3. Didn't really get anything else in the remainder of the half.
And still got 6-6.
Yeah. Timeout called as this has become crunch time for Boss on their map pick, looking to sweep the series. But Fluffy Aimers are not letting it slide here.
It's Brett. It's just Brett with relentless impact, round after round, timing after timing. You say he's only going to find that timing once. He manages to do it every single time. It's not like it's a setup. He just goes. It's just off his own intuition, his own game sense. He's making it happen.
He's got that killer instinct right now. That's what's showing. Round after round, the calling comes through for a very efficient T set off the back of the space that he's been given his team.
Whoa.
That's a crazy play there from Freshie. Off the back of the timeout, full speed ahead into A main. Sidelined with a very patient hold. A can just catch that kill. Had Slight playing a little bit deeper as well. I mean, they were certainly anticipating something with a move like that, right? Slight holding the back lines of Freshie's 8 with his op of his very own. He might get a head-to-head here between the two, and there you go. Slight able to knock down Slump and equalize the playing field now.
They're going to try and collapse on this AWP as well, but Jason can't really confidently fight this angle. Util set comes out of A main. Missed shot. Sees the barrel. Goes for a tag. Slight gets away. Another flash with his name on it. So a 4 versus 4 retake, but a very possible retake at that.
And map control isn't incredibly ideal, but most crucially, they do have Donut at the moment. That's a big space in the map to contain. They got this double flank rolling through here right now. Very active. And now it's going to be watched for a second by Cryptic, but he doesn't catch the kill. And they stall out here on this post plant in a big way. Darty, though, is flanking now as well. The problems start to arise here. One fighting through the smoke. Slight can't turn in time. And it's up to A and Jason to close out. They're defusing here. There's time. The coach can't lock it down, though. The defuse comes on through. The knife is out on a Darty, but the round is won by Boss.
It's a number on the board. The defuse all the way. Nobody survives. But a hope and a prayer. How did he defuse it on the reverse side of the box? That's what Brett was spamming. That's what they weren't prepared for. A sick double flank, a sick idea in the post. But it's that defuse
so
spot.
Many shots as well. It took him down to 1 HP on the transfer instantly. It was almost over. They almost took the lead.
Well, well, well. It's MP9s, though. Again, it's a number on the board more than a round win, you know? Like, it could change. Jason with the 1-for-1. And Darty is still going to fight in the smoke.
Just got 4 MP9s, just no money. I guess now 3 that they've lost the fight. And Slight, not with the AWP, but instead a long-range duel ahead of him with the A1S. Slumps ops around the corner and deadly target towards the A side, but Slight just rips one straight through the smoke. That's going to help you out.
And this is such a difficult angle for Slump to deal with around the site on the headshot angle. He's also running out of ammo, and he missed. Oh no, he's down to a pistol here. That's not gonna work. Darty picks up an op. Now the bomb is going B. News! Can he find a double? Not quite. As Cryptic escapes his grasp, Brett will plant the bomb. News needs this double. He needs this kill now, and he will find it. Rips down Cryptic. A 2 versus 2 ensues. Slight, though. Oh, he sneaks in the game. Or does he? He said he comes back and delivers the kill on a Brett. Unbelievable. It's now News. 1v2. They know where he is as well. They know he can't really be ramp. He has to be front of the square. Here comes the swing. And Slight falls. Front square. Up shot landed, and Darty has time. It's going to be 11 rounds for Boss.
Goes swinging for the fences right there on the second fight. It's not Slight with the AWP, but instead Darty that takes it away from Slump. Unbelievable resilience from Boss in a trialing situation. Fluffy Aimers digging themselves out of a deep hole there from News as well. Does so good in the late round to at least recover, man. Lining this opportunity out of the double and then taking it away eventually when he chases down the kill on a Cryptic. All of the weight on his shoulders in the 1v2 there as well.
I mean, the sheer confidence. And I don't blame him. The comm is there that Darty is low. The comm is there that I can swing, hit one bullet, and win. He didn't. That's the biggest difference. That could cost the season on map 2 for Fluffy Aimers. They're down to Mac 10s. This is desperation.
I gotta come up with something here. A takes after A takes, but this time towards the B site early on. And they've got access here, but Slight will rip one away before they get too much space. There's one answer back though from Jason. Darty isn't quite fully aware of the pressure. The wallbangs are massive, and the HE opening up smoke there gives them new opportunities.
Oh, trading out guns. Jason's still up close and will be dealt with promptly by Cryptic. Multi-kill not there from News again in a necessary situation. Brett's going to get sneaky, as he always does. And when there's a smoke up, there is a Bermuda Triangle waiting for Brett. He'll walk through, and he's done instantly. Freshie absolutely knows. And it is series point for Boss.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where you can't get away with anything because everyone on your team has watched you do that same play for you
10 times.
Yes, exactly. Everyone knows what you're trying to get away with there. So Brett left into the clutch. There's no secret he's going to be playing around these smokes. Try and find another timing. And how much can be given to you before Boss start to catch on to their old teammates' ways. And now 12. 3 opportunities to lock it in and start their lower bracket run. Versus Fluffy Aimers get that head-to-head victory once again. And Brett looking to stop this, looking to slow this play down.
Oh my god. It is a devastating setup. This is the worst setup you want to execute into.
Well, he's going to be close on standby here. Shadows cannot be given over, otherwise it's going to queue it up. HE first. Into the Molotov here, gets it off, but they're turning away. It's a chance, it's an opportunity taken away by Freshie with the multi.
Oh, he's trying to jump up on the sign though, but oh, then there's a refrag. Darty staying in it, getting this kill, wins them the map, the series, and eliminates Fluffy Aimers. It has got to be a 1v3 from Jason, and it ain't looking likely. Standing on a smoke, first kill's excellent, but not the second. Fluffy Aimers will say goodbye to season 48, as it will be Boss to push themselves through.
And obviously when you look at the grand scheme of this season here, Boss were off to a very rocky start.
Yes.
They've still got a lot to do in this lower bracket. They were put here because of that rocky start for the most part, and able to recover in a big way. Closed out CCT versus this very team here in Fluffy Aimers, and are on an upward trend. There's no question about it. For Fluffy Aimers, I think they met a very tough opponent in the lower bracket, unfortunately. That's why they exit, because they're in the same boat. They had a tough situation. They played with their coach. You could see some of the rounds that went awry because of it. I still think there's a lot of hope for this team. I hope that they're not too disappointed with this result. I think they had a good season, and they have more to look forward to in the future for sure with the squad, and with Brett IGLing, with how effective News is, and once you get Wolfie more slotted in long term, I think there's some silver linings there.
You know, Fluffy Aimers came in tonight, and they're missing a win condition. They're missing Wolfie, one of, honestly, their highest performing rifles, even in its stand-in performance. So, realistically, Fluffy Aimers have a lot more to give, and they fought against a very evenly matched opponent. Like, let's also put that into perspective. Fluffy Aimers played a good team tonight. They are a good team, and I still have a lot more faith. But Boss, man, I mean, first of all, Kitty, a player to watch here for Fruit Cup. Not necessarily the second map that he wanted, but also just like Slight played an excellent game over.
He did. I mean, he really stepped up when it was necessary here on an Ancient, and I think that helps a lot in terms of the success story for this roster. He was constantly available, winning clutches and being effective in clutches multiple different times, and overall, I feel like a key asset to this this squad when he's playing within the system that Boss create. When he's able to be more of a playmaker, when he's able to take space, call his shots, I think he can just become a lot more comfortable. And I think that makes the job easy for Cryptic as well on the other end of things here, who obviously doesn't like or love to micromanage, but can trust in these new guys and these individuals, especially the man on your screen right there, Fruit Cup, with the stats.
Yeah, I mean, Fruit Cup was just there with map number 1. I think he just handed that map to them.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Even though like a middling performance series wide, map number 1 really delivered. I think Boss, let's be real. Like, I mean, maybe we could take a peek at the bracket here, but they are teeing themselves up for another explosive map or lower bracket run, and I'm so excited to see this team continue to play this one out.
I'm right there with you, man. I got a lot of high hopes. This is one of those rosters heading into this ECL playoffs with a lot of motivation behind them. I think there's a lot of teams in that same boat, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of teams that have a lot on the line in making a deep run here for ECL. You talk about M80 wanting to lock themselves in another opportunity at Pro League. They did such good work in Season 20. Obviously, NRG looking for a redemption, like a positive note to try and cap off what could be the end of their calendar coming up here soon. So there's a couple of very clear teams that want to, set themselves up for success, and it's going to be a difficult path throughout the lower bracket, but that's a good start. It's a confident win here for Boss. They needed to come in with some confidence in this matchup, and maybe they can make a case to replicate what they did just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean, this Season 48 is really a defining season here in North America, with so many players bubbling up to the surface, so many new teams that are true contenders, and Boss being one of them. That's going to wrap it here tonight, though, for ECL playoffs. We're going to be back here, though, in the Exner LLC studios, though, taking away all these lower bracket and elimination games. I mean, shout out Exner for also providing this. Shout out to production as well for accommodating us here in Philadelphia. We'll see you guys around for more ECL playoffs.